What's up, peeps? My name's Ian. I sell books on eBay. Been a busy morning. It's only 5 to 9, but I've been packing up quite a few of the big parcels from last night's auction, which was brilliant. Thank you all so much for joining in who did. It was great. Had a great time. Didn't get it done in an hour, but hey, what can you do? So yeah, been getting some of those packed up that are ready to go, that are already paid for. So that takes a wee bit of time. Just to get all the parcels where they need to be, and I've got a few orders that have come in yesterday that I want to take when I take these ones. I've got to get the big parcels there by 10 o'clock in the morning, so they're only open 8 till 10. Go figure. So I'm just going to have a quick run through of everything that sold yesterday, and then I'm going out to do something a little bit different, and hopefully that will work and I'll be able to add that onto this before I upload it later on. So having a quick look at the sales from yesterday. First up, we have The Psychopath Test by Jon Ronson. That sold for £6.64. And then we have a bundle of James. There we go. 5 James Patterson, and that sold for £15.09. So, yeah, all good. Right, next we've got 3 Val McDermott, and it's these ones, £9.29. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing a James Patterson book. I've just realised they've bought 6 and I've only picked up 4. 4 Blind Horse, Jack and Jill, Kiss the Girls, Along Came a Spider. I need to go and grab Along Came a Spider. That's okay. Right, next we have another bundle, which is Sophie Kinsella. So I've got some of them back to front and some of them front to front. So 6 Sophie Kinsella books, £16.99. We hardcover always bumps up the price of that. Next, the littlest book today, teeny wee John Steinbeck, The Red Pony. So a nice, really good condition vintage paperback, and that sold for £6.84. Then we have a cookbook. Let's see, I've been trying to keep my eyes open for these that look a bit different and might go for a bit more. So I picked that up a couple of weeks ago. Against the Grain, Nancy Kane, owner of Against the Grain Gourmet. So it's gluten-free, and it sold for £16.49. So yeah, that's definitely one to keep your eyes speedled for. Right, Tolkien, a wee J.R.R. Tolkien. That sold on its own for £6.71. And then we've got a little stack of DVDs. So what have we got? Shaun of the Dead, Terminator, Terminator 2, or the other way around, Hot Fuzz, and Blade Runner. So 5 of them went for £11.49. So again, a nice little stack there. This last lot, the last lot are wrapped because they've been stored. I only listed them yesterday actually, I've not even put them into storage. So it's Robin Hobb, 3 books of the Soldier Son trilogy, all hardcovers, first editions. So they sold very, very quickly, and they sold for £28. So a quick flip. I actually paid more than usual for these books. I went into a shop I've never been into before when I was out trolling around yesterday. It is a charity shop, but it's a charity book shop, and you know they always price up. So I wasn't expecting anything, but the most expensive book they had in there was £2. A lot for £1, £1.50. and £2. So they had the 3 of these at £2 each. So I thought, right, let's pay £6 just to see how they go, because if I can get enough money back on that kind of set, then it's worth doing. I did check and see that they were first editions, early editions, so that kind of increased my confidence. So £6 into 28, paid £6 for them. It's going to cost £6 to post them, so that's 12 down, that leaves us 14. eBay will take their 20%. So a few quid back, maybe double my money on that lot there. And I think for such a quick and easy sale to make £5-6, I'm more than happy to do that. So that B, the sales that we have got going out. Let's see what else the day brings. Parcels dropped off. Now we're going to head to Troon. So, heading down into the town, and it really is quite nice. As you can see, lots of barren grey skies, bit of a speed limit. You've got to watch the speed limit, and then, can you see it? It's the ocean. Well, the sea, the ocean, whatever you want to call it. Irish Sea leading onto the Atlantic. It is very nice round here. Not to be sniffed at. Some nice wavy waves. What else would you call them, other than wavy waves? If they weren't wavy waves, they wouldn't be much use, would they? And then we get onto the seafront and the promenade. So yeah, it's a nice wee spot. Definitely been worse places to go thrifting in the past. Right, so there's 4 or 5, maybe 6 shops in Troon that sell books and are worth popping into. There's only 2 which sell them cheap, you know, like 3 for £1. But always have a look in the other ones anyway, because you just never know. There might be something there for a couple of quid that's worth 20, and that'll be worth picking up. Conveniently, the one with the biggest selection has got parking right outside of it, so we're heading into Ayrshire Hospice, if you can see it over there. We're going to have a look and see what they've got on their shelves today. Wish me luck. So I tried, but really don't like filming in the shops. So I'm going to show you what I picked up off those shelves that you may have seen, just to give you an idea. It should be about 33 books in total. That might be quite nice. We've got some Philip Pullman. So I say these are all bread and butter mostly. Clyde Cussler, Ian Banks. Then a nice wee pleasant surprise. We've got a stack of James Bond paperbacks. So they're not, although it's a vintage issue, they're not vintage, but it's a nice set. So that will hopefully sell as a nice set. I don't know how many there were. 1, 2, 3, and there's some more. 4. Margaret Atwood. I've never seen that version before. That looks quite nice. We've got some Bernard Cornwall. A wee stack of Roald Dahl, because you've got to keep them topped up. A couple of individuals, there's some more Ian Fleming and a Wilbur Smith. And then the rest really are just bread and butter. So stick them in. Murakami, I don't know, I've got a feeling that one sells okay. Some more Roald Dahl. Patrick O'Brien. There's some more Pullman. Some more Bond, some more Patrick O'Brien. There's a few of them, which is good because he does sell really well. But Hacken Nesser, James Patterson, and a Simon Scarrow at the bottom. That's it. We've got one bag filled up. And that came to £11, so not bad start to the day. So I did grab another stack of about 20 books there, but I don't like filming in the shops. It's difficult enough sometimes, people not asking too much about why you're taking 20, 30, 40, 100 books at a time, especially when it's places you don't come to very often. I don't want to put them off. I want to make sure that people are happy to try and give me as much access as possible to whatever stock they've got in. So there was nothing in the Oxfam bookshop itself. There's a couple of nice books, but they were just way too overpriced, you know, ridiculous. So another couple of smaller shops in the town that do 3 for £1, so I picked up a few in each. One place I think I got about a dozen Julia Donaldson, so that's quite nice. Yeah, just a mix of bread and butter after that, but you'll no doubt see them all later on when I get back and get them sorted. I am now trying to decide whether or not I can be bothered driving down to Ayr. It's another 10 miles down the road and then 20 miles back, so it makes it a kind of 50-mile round trip day. So I need to get some fairly good bits and pieces just to pay for the petrol money, never mind anything else. Anyway, I'll get out of this car park and decide then what I'm going to do next. So, that wasn't quite the trip I planned. I don't even know if this is recording. We went to Troon, and I just don't like filming in the shops. It feels intrusive. It can put off the shop staff. I mean, really though, why should you care? Well, I want to go back to these places and I want to get more, you know, by building up good relations in these shops. It's been very good for getting to a point where when you go in, they like to see you and they'll put stuff out for you and they'll, you know, make sure that you're getting as good a deal as possible. Well, as good a deal as best access to the stock as it comes in, and that's worked really well for me. So I'm still getting stuff at a good price. I don't go looking for discounts, but I get a good choice, lots of selection to come out of the bought places. Just letting a wee bus pull out there. There we go, bus out. This is us just driving back through Prestwick on our way back. So yeah, went into Troon, picked up 30, 40, 50 books there, maybe thereabouts. Showed you some of them, but there's a few more that I'll run through, and it's all bread and butter. You know, it really is just stuff to fill the shelves. They'll all go for £3, but they'll go quite well, quite quickly in bundles. Then I headed down to Prestwick, which we are just driving back through out of at the moment. And Prestwick's very hit and miss. There's only one shop that sells books for a price that's anywhere reasonable, £3 for £1, and sometimes they've got 20 books in stock, sometimes they've got a couple of hundred. Today they had 20, so I ended up picking up 4 books, £3 for £1 and 1 for £1 by itself, just because it felt like my hands were far too empty. And so £2 for 4 books, so ended up being 50p a book, and to be honest, not much cop, it really is just bread and butter, so I shouldn't have paid that much. But I'd stopped, I'd walked round all 5 other shops, so I felt like I had to come away with something, although it's maybe not the right way to approach these things. And now we're heading past Prestwick Airport. Not seen any planes going out, so that's quite a rare occurrence at Prestwick Airport. There's not many planes fly out of here. Plane on one side, train on the other side, automobiles up the middle. Right, from Prestwick, where did we go from Prestwick? 2 wee seconds. A few shenanigans to get through there. Anyway, I'm still heading past Prestwick Airport. Yep, so from Prestwick, went down to Ayr. So in Ayr Town Centre, there's quite a few charity shops. One of them, well, a couple of them do books for an okay price, but I don't go to them. You got to walk all the way through the town, and if you pick up any more than a bag full, then your arms get far too long, and I'm not inclined to do that. But there are 2 shops that are just outside the town centre in Ayr. Age Concern, something along those lines, I can never remember what it's actually called, and they do like £3 for £1. And then there's a Yusher Hospice shop just directly across the road from it, which also do £3 for £1. So you can usually go in there, as long as you don't go in too often, and pick up a few. So I spent, I think, about £40 something in the 2 shops, so 40 something and £3 for £1. I'll let you do the math. That's going to be about 120 books in total. And then when I was in both shops, there was a rather pleasant gentleman who was buying bric-a-brac and bits and pieces, and it was quite obvious he was like me. He was there buying to sell, you know, a definite reseller. So I got chatting to him. It turns out he's a bookseller who sells everything, and I'm an everything seller who sells books. That's one way of looking at it. And he had a couple of carrier bags full of paperbacks that he just wouldn't deal with in his car that was round the corner, and if I wanted I could have them. So I of course said yes please, thank you very much. So maybe another 20 books from that. So yeah, a bit of a different pickup day to what I was hoping to show you. But like I say, I don't like filming in the shops. The shops don't like people filming in them. At some point I will ask for permissions and do it properly, but for now I'm not going to go down that route. I'm just going to keep going as I'm doing and pick stuff up as I do, but I'll show you everything I got when I get back. There's a couple of nice bits and pieces in there, but it is, for the most part, it will be bread and butter. parcelled up and shipped out. So 12:30, I left the house at 9:30 this morning, so that's 3 hours. So I've been to Royal Mail, dragged round all these wee towns. Let's say it's like a 50-mile round trip, so it's not short. But yeah, it's kind of worth it, I suppose, as long as I do pick up plenty of books. I think I've got at least a couple of hundred today in the boot, so really a lot more time than I like to spend picking up a couple of hundred books, but it gets us out to some different places and sees what's available elsewhere, and there might have been something brilliant there that I just wouldn't have got if I had not gone to them. I think I may also have picked up a couple for my own collection, so we'll get them added to that shelf when we get home as well. Anyway, I'm going to stop filming now because I'm on the motorway and it's going too fast.